Hey, what's up, guys? David Baye here. So, those of you that know me know for quite some time now, I've been talking about doing like a video blog, commentary, whatever, whether it be on bodybuilding, current events, movies, things like that. And it's just something I haven't really taken the time to do. But something came up yesterday where I figured, you know what? Now would be the perfect time. So, a friend of mine, Kevin Dozak, tagged me in a post on Facebook with a link to the news that MGM is remaking the classic movie Roadhouse, which is a bullshit idea in the first place. And even a bigger bullshit idea is they are replacing Patrick Swayze's lead role with a female. Now, for those of you who are going to call me sexist and whatever, I assure you I'm not. You just don't take a lead role as a bouncer and completely flip-flop it and replace it with a woman. It doesn't work. Now, first off, I just want to talk about in general, the remaking of all the 80s classics. Frankly, I think it's bullshit. I think it's a complete lack of creativity and originality on the parts of the writers and executives in Hollywood. I think you have a bunch of lazy people looking to make money, and instead of hiring people who are going to come up with creative scripts, they pull something from 30 years ago, think they're going to polish it up, add in a character to dump it back on the population, and they're supposed to just eat it up and love it. It sucks. It's bullshit. As a huge fan of 80s movies, anybody who knows me knows that that's the case. 80s music, everything 80s. I think it sucks to keep seeing these movies remade. Now, even more so is remaking movies that Patrick Swayze made famous. One, because he's passed away, but two, because he's, in my opinion, an incredibly difficult actor to replace. Now, I get that these are remakes of the movies and you're not, necessarily supposed to be replacing him, but you kind of are. So, they redid Red Dawn, and with the landscape of politics right now, they were actually kind of able to do it halfway decent. What was going on with Russia in the 80s, with North Korea now. But the big part of Red Dawn that worked for me, at least a little bit, was they replaced Patrick Swayze's character with Chris Hemsworth, one of the most badass dudes in Hollywood today. Good looking, built, Thor. So they showed a lot of respect for Patrick Swayze and his character by putting somebody as cool as Hemsworth in. That being said, they could have left it alone, but whatever, they didn't. But remaking Roadhouse, let's get to Roadhouse. Now, to me, I still think Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse are Patrick Swayze's two most iconic movies. Some people are going to argue that it's Ghost. For me, Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse. And obviously, they did another Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights, but it wasn't really a remake of the original so much as this Roadhouse is supposed to be, I guess. And once again, you just can't take Patrick Swayze's character and dump a female in. Again, I love Ronda Rousey. I think she's an incredible athlete. She's a ton of fun to watch fight. She was fun in the Expendables movie. She was fun in the latest Fast and Furious movie, but she is not fit to play the lead role in the movie Roadhouse. Now, just from a practicality standpoint, like let's take all as pissed off as I am about them putting Rhonda in Patrick's role, let's just take a practicality standpoint. In 1980, as a bouncer in a bar, you could kick the shit out of people. Cops show up, everybody goes their separate ways. Somebody walks away with a bloody nose and a missing tooth. Whatever, it is what it is. As somebody who bounced in bars for a long time, I can tell you right now that that's not how it goes anymore. The bouncer is every bit as liable for kicking the shit out of somebody as the person who's starting the problem. So in 2015 or 2016, when they start making it next year, I guarantee that in any major city, if a bouncer starts kicking the shit out of people, whether it be in the bar or outside in the parking lot, they're going to jail. So the entire concept of remaking Roadhouse doesn't work at all. It's completely impractical. It's bullshit altogether. But let's say for the sake of argument for this video that they absolutely have to remake Roadhouse, okay? I'm going to give you three actors. Now, I know that you probably had a group of dicks in suits sitting around a table, and probably the lead dick was like, oh, let's use Ronda Rousey. She's so hot right now. And I guarantee every other person at the table, if they had half a brain on their shoulders, probably thought this is a terribly shitty idea. Probably a bunch of yes men, so they all said, yeah, boss, that's a great idea. Let's use Ronda Rousey. Here's why it's not a great idea. First off, none of the fans of the original are happy with this. Everybody's pissed off. Take a look at the internet. Take a look at social media. Nobody's happy. So you're not going to get any fans of the original to go see it. You're not going to get any women to go see Ronda Rousey in a movie about bar fights or however they fucking twist it. That's not going to happen. And younger guys say, yeah, you might get some of the younger crowd who likes MMA, didn't really know that much about the original, but you're probably not going to get enough to make your money back. So all around, it's just one gigantic fail. Now, back to my point, if you're going to remake the movie and you absolutely have to have a lead person, who can it be? I'm going to give you 3 guys. This is going to be for free. MGM, you don't have to send me any money. If you want to, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'll take as big of a check as you want to send me. Free advice. I've got it narrowed down to 3 guys. How did I narrow it down to 3 guys? Well, they have to have certain qualities. They have to be good looking, charismatic. They have to be kind of athletic enough to be able to pull off badass. And they have to have a look that can pull off badass. Now, I'm going to give you 3 people. First, Charlie Hunnam. Obviously, a household name after Sons of Anarchy. He's a good-looking dude. Obviously, he's built. We've seen him with his shirt off and his pants off and everything else 1,000 times on Sons of Anarchy. He can pull off badass, and he's charismatic. Charlie Hunnam, perfect for the lead role for Roadhouse. Second, if he's not available to do it, thank you, Charlie, for not doing 50 Shades of Grey. I forced myself to watch the movie. Just on a side note, biggest piece of shit movie ever, and I'm so happy you didn't do it after Sons of Anarchy. Anyhow, 2, Scott Eastwood. Now, Scott Eastwood, probably a little bit too pretty for the role. I mean, the guy he's borderline, it's borderline offensive, like how good looking he is. But as I asked him as Eastwood, so he gets like an extra 10 million bonus badass points just for that. On top of that, he's charismatic. If he grows out his hair and his beard a little bit, he can pull off rugged. And he's built enough to where he kind of fits the role. My third pick, Jason Momoa. Might be a little bit big if you saw him in Conan or Game of Thrones, probably a little bit muscular. He could downsize a little bit, but he's good looking. He can pull off long hair, scruff, the rugged look, and clearly he can pull off badass. So there's 3 actors right there. 3 big household name actors that can be a big draw for Hollywood. So you know what? I hope, not that the executives from MGM are going to hear this, but I really did need to rant. Yesterday, I went through such a big gamut of emotions, from anger to denial to confusion to depression to insomnia. Got a little bit hungry, a little bit, I don't know, everything. As big of a fan of Patrick Swayze as I am, and a big a fan of Roadhouse as I am, it was just shy of devastating to hear that they were going to remake it in the first place and then try to replace Patrick Swayze with Ronda Rousey. So that's my rant. Went a little bit long. Thanks for listening. MGM, please reconsider, because a remake of Roadhouse with Ronda Rousey is going to suck balls.